Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers. Welcome to a brand new Doctor Who video for today. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my one favourite Doctor Who monster that has only been in one Doctor Who story against one version of the Doctor. So forget all the recurring villains and monsters we've had back since 2005. I'm going to talk about the ones I absolutely think are a great idea, that have battled against each of the Doctor, or they actually encountered one version of the Doctor. So, my favourite one-time monster that have only been in Doctor Who once, it is the Mechanoids. Now, the Mechanoids was actually introduced in I think it was around about episode 4, 5 and 6 of The Chase, which admittedly is a Dalek story with the Daleks chasing after the Doctor, but the Mechanoids are the one alien creatures that I think we personally do see, as well as the Time Lords and the Doctor. These great big massive box monsters basically take on a whole Dalek army. It's a really great thing, and the Chase is here. So these little silver fears are Mechanoids. They can actually take on a Dalek. They have like, they can got claws to grab a Dalek, and then they have like this little thing where they can actually fire. They actually use fire against the Daleks, and it burns through the Dalek casings and stuff. It is a really great episode, and the Chase is really, I need to do a review on the Chase. I actually do love it. I'm going to rewatch it soon, I think. But I absolutely love the Mechanoids. I like the whole design stuff. Admittedly, they have tried bringing back the Mechanoids, but making them into the Juggernauts in the Doctor Who and the Juggernauts with Big Finish. And this one is just Davros making them and calling them the Juggernauts, not Mechanauts. But I really personally do like these monsters that have only appeared in the William Hartnell's era. These monsters take on a Dalek with no problem at all. These are the ones I absolutely love. So, coming into the second Doctor's run, now I have to say this one, for me, it has my favourite kind of monster is a robot monster, and it is the Yeti, which is basically introduced in the Abominable Snowman and the Web of Fear, but they haven't really made a proper return into Doctor Who. Yes, the creature that controlled them, the Great Intelligence, has made an appearance in New Who, but the Yeti actually haven't, and I absolutely do love the Yeti. They are fantastic. You have these little silver ball things that does like a little bit pattern, and then the Yetis are a great way of monsters as well. I do love them, especially when you see them like walking around the London underground. And they're a lot, in the Web of Fear, the Doctor even says they're a lot different than the ones he encountered in the Abominable Snowman. This is a Mark II, where they were the Mark I. And I have to say, this is an absolutely incredible robots Yeti. I love the sound they make with the beep bidim bidim badam 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 badam. You know, the little ball sphere that goes into the Yeti's chest unit. And the Yetis come to life, and then you just hear the Yetis go like that. It's a great episode, really, the Web of Fear is. And I absolutely do like the Yeti, even though Triton has had some other good, like, one-off villains, like the Chameleon or the Macra, or even Salamander. But I absolutely do like the Yeti. They are, for me, these is the one monster of Troughton's era I think are highly recognised as a Troughton monster. So jumping into the third Doctor now. Now, I have to say this one, because I quite enjoyed this monster a lot. I like the texting, I like the humanoid form, and then I love the kind of spaghetti creature. And it is the Axons. Yes, I absolutely love the Axons from Doctor Who, The Claws of Axos. I love the whole design of them. This is what they look like when they're like trying to be like humanoid gold faces. And then you've got the spaghetti creature ones themselves. I absolutely do love this one. It is a magnificent creature. Axos is one whole entity. It's not like a whole species like most aliens are. They are a great entity. They want the secret to time travel, so they kidnap the Master in his TARDIS, and then the Master makes a deal for them to kill the Doctor, and then they find that the Doctor's a Time Lord, and then they try and get the Time Lord code after the Doctor so they can actually travel in time. Which basically leads the third Doctor trapping inside a time loop. Which basically I really think they should really break out that time loop and come back. But I really like the detail of them. It's like a proper spaghetti sort of monster. When you see him walking around, and with the tentacles as well, and when it just touches somebody and you just see somebody scream with smoke coming out of the chest bits, you go, ah! It's a great way for them. I really do like the Axos. They have the one thing that wants to drain our planet's main core, but it's an absolutely great villain, and it's 4 parts long. It's a great story, Claws of Axos is. If you haven't seen Claws of Axos, I would actually highly recommend it, because it's one of my favourite stories from Season 8. So, jumping into the 4th Doctor now. My favourite villain for the 4th Doctor... he's got so many. But the one I absolutely kind of enjoy, it is the Krynoids from the Seeds of Death. Again, I do like this one because it's a man-eating plant. This plant can actually eat anything alive, and then it can take over your body, and then it literally can fill out more into this kind of veggie like plant life creature, and it can actually kill. It literally takes over somebody's body. It's a great way, to be honest with you. It's a really great villain. And what I said in return, I mean, the Krynoids are a great people. They're plant life. They come like in the seed, like in seed pods. And then when that seed pod touches you, it literally takes over your body, wraps it around you, and then it mutants. It will change you into a Krynoid, and then you have a human, like kind of bit like a human bit of a Krynoid, where you see them walking around, and then it just like gets bigger and bigger until you can't take it anymore, and it's just a great villain for me. I absolutely love it. I love the Seeds of Death. It's one of my favourite Tom Baker stories. Now, my favourite one-off villain for the 5th Doctor, I have to say, it is the Tellarites from The Visitation. These ones I absolutely love. They have been named in a few times in modern Doctor Who, but they have never actually been seen. And these kind of reptilian aliens are my all-time favourite villains from the 5th Doctor's run. Now, these contain, like, it's a bit like the Black Death story, where you've got rats and they're literally trying to get the rats to kill the human race off. Which basically is the 5th Doctor, Adric, Nisa and Tegan, to cause the Great Fire of London. But these creatures are really great. I mean, they'll create an android Grim Reaper. This Grim Reaper walks around in this ancient village of England, and this whole robot, and then you have like Nissa building a machine to blow it up. But the Tellarites are a really great villains. So you've got 3 Tellarites in this. They escaped from a prison ship. It crash landed on Earth. It's an absolutely great story. I do like the Tellarites. They are a great design. Immediately when you see one with like no eye, with only one eye because it's been horribly burnt out and stuff, it's still a great villain. I absolutely love the Tellarites. Jumping into the 6th Doctor's run, now I have to say, Sil. I absolutely love Sil. He is a great villain for the 6th Doctor. Only appeared in 2 stories. Well, it would have been 3 if the original season 23 would have happened, but at the moment it's only in 2, but I do class the 3rd one because I've got it in book. I have to say, I absolutely do enjoy this villain. He's so creepy. He's like a slug creature with water, and then you have to have, I think they got a bit of Cassandra because they do have to moisturize him a bit, quite a lot. He is an interesting character and a great villain. I do love Sil. I love the way he does that laugh. He goes la, 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 like that, and he does a proper great laugh. And then when you see him in Adventures of Varos, he's a lot creepy. He's trying to like talk to the governor of the planet to try and get Artron 7 off them. Of the planet, because they want more. And then at the end of the episode, his people contact him to find out they've found more Artron 7 on another planet, so they don't need Varos anymore. And then Sil is basically there having a tantrum, especially after he tried to kill the Doctor, and he literally tried to get the Doctor hanged. And when the Doctor like spoke saying wait, and then Sil goes, kill him, kill him. So one of Sil's men literally pulled the lever, and the rope just breaks down, and the Doctor comes out saying, and then Sil has that bloody tantrum. I like the bit as well where he literally goes to the Doctor, he goes, wait, he goes, now you see me? And then you just see Sil going, ah! And then when you see him again in Mind Warp, he's more corrupted and everything. He wants to save his leader by putting him inside a body, and in a way they put him into Peri's body, in a way they don't, because there's 2 different timelines in Tribe of Time Lord. One where the Valiard makes it look like that Peri died because she became Sil's like friend creature. I can't remember the name of it in Peri's body. And then another way, in another timeline, she got married to Brian Bennett. Which is something you need to see. If you haven't seen the trailer for season 23, check it out on YouTube, because it is funny when Carly Baker's just there in prison go, what are you here for? Marrying Brian Bennett. Right. I do like that. So, jumping into the 7th Doctor's era now, my favourite one-off villain for the 7th Doctor, it is Fenric. I really do like Fenric. He's an absolutely genius, creepy, and he can take over people's bodies. Now, Fenric is an entity. He tries to manipulate time in stuff. He brings the Heather Falls from a way future of Earth, and then bring it into the 1940s, with the Heather Falls attacking an old, like a Werewolf 2 base in Dorset. It's a great story with the Curse of Fenric. I absolutely love him, because when you see him take over Dr. Johnston's body at first, and he goes, so, you ready here to play the concert again, Time Lord? And then you have him, like, trying to match the Doctor out, and then when he takes over the Russian person, I can't remember his name, when he takes over the Russian person and the Russian general, in a way, he literally takes over his body, Fenric does, and he dies in that because the Heather kills him, because the Doctor's manipulated the situation. But when you hear him bragging in that body how he manipulated Ace, he took her from her own time into Ice World, and the Doctor goes, you think I didn't know? The study in... And he goes, like, the Doctor's like, they're talking, and he goes, earlier than that, Time Lord. Before Ice World, Daleks and Cybermen. And then he goes to Ace, saying that she saved her own mother, the mother she hates, which makes her a wolf of Fenric. I absolutely love the way how the 7th Doctor, like, manipulates that, so make him think he's winning, and then when Ace loses his faith in the Doctor because the Doctor just stitches her up, the Heather goes and kills Fenric. It is a great way, and he's a great villain. So jumping into New Who now, I'm going to be talking about one villain I actually quite enjoy. It is the Villein for the 9th Doctor. These big fat aliens that can cut open somebody's fat body, put the head as a zipper, and to hide the big fat beasts in. It is an absolutely great idea. These aliens that have to shrink down, and then every time you're around them, they literally let gas out, and because of the compression filter around their necks. And then when you see them literally just like that, with the zip coming out the forehead, and you check out and the monsters are there coming out going, I absolutely do like the Villein. I mean, they're not an evil proper race. They're literally a family. The family of the Villein that want to destroy Earth for the court and then sell it on. They are a sale merchants. And I actually do like the Villein in this, especially with Margaret Blaine and the other Villeins. I like the bit where the Doctor has to get hold of a missile from Unit and then just to go and blow up Downing the Street. I do like the Villein. I really think they're a great villain. And then for them to return in a Doctor Who spin-off, aka the Sarah Jane Adventures, again, I think they're a lot better. They are really, really good in that story as well. It's just a shame the Doctor never really encountered them again, in a way. I really would like the Doctor to go and encounter them again, or go by their planet Rex Fabritorius, something like that. Yeah, Rex Fabritorius they're from. So I would actually like to see them come back at some point, but I absolutely do love them. They are a great villain. Jumping into the 10th Doctor's era now. Now, this one, for me, I have to say, it is very, very tricky, because he has so many villains in his travels. But I have to say this one, it is the water from the Waters of Mars. I absolutely love the zombie. The water itself is the filter like runs out, so the stuff that's in the water that take over people's body, so their like face all breaks out with water pouring out of their face and stuff, are absolutely great. And just one drop can take over a human body, just one drop. And I love it because it means the Doctor and Avril Bluck had to literally blow up Fairy Base 1 to stop it from spreading across to Earth. That's how dangerous it is. It means there was no win scenario. The Doctor had to let Avril Bluck and her crew die, where in fact he loses his mind, becomes the Time Lord Victorious, and decides to save the last 3 of them in the TARDIS. And then it just, there's no win scenario with this with this flood creature. There's no way it is beatable. You can't stop it because you can't stop water because it always wins. It's just a great... I absolutely love the villain. I like it. It's a great monster. It's literally, you can't stop water. It takes over you. And just one drop can kill you. And it literally takes over your body. I absolutely do love that. So my favourite villain from the Matt Smith era now, I have to say this one. It is from Series 6. And it is House. I absolutely love the whole entity of House. I really have a thing for entities, don't I? Like Fenric and House. They're a really great entity. So with House, like, draining the TARDIS's energy and put it into a human body, Indris, I absolutely love it, because even though the Doctor tells him he's the last Time Lord, last TARDIS, it decides to take over the TARDIS, even after the Doctor's locked Amy and Rory in the TARDIS, really. When you see House take over and it plays, like, really, really cruel mind games with Amy and Rory, and then when the Doctor, like, with the TARDIS consciousness inside Indris, literally materializes their TARDIS-built junkyard TARDIS out of, like, and you have him go, "Fear me, Doctor, I've killed hundreds of Time Lords." And the Doctor just goes, "Fear me, I killed them all." I absolutely love House. And then the way Indris dies, the TARDIS energy comes out of Indris and then literally kills House. It literally attacks House. I absolutely like House. He's a great entity. It's a one-off entity I absolutely enjoy. I do like the Doctor battling against entities. I absolutely love House. He's a great villain. So, jumping into the 12th Doctor's era now. Now, my favourite villain for the 12th Doctor, it is very hard for me to say. But for me, I have to say, it's the Veil from Heaven Sent. Now, this one, admittedly, it's like a Time Lord thing. It kills you for the truth. It can... one touch of it wipes you completely and you die, and then it resets your whole body stuff in the way. I absolutely do like the Veil. It's an absolutely great, like, one-off villain. It's creepy. It kills you for the truth, and every time you lie, it just literally touches your head, and your body gets, like, burnt, and then you have to go back to the chamber to reset it all. I absolutely do like him, and then especially when it comes out of the ground with the hands. Very, very creepy. I do like the Veil. He's a great villain. It's a great one-off villain. So, jumping into the 13th Doctor's run now. My favourite one-off villain for Jodie. It is pretty hard for me to say because she hasn't had many good villains, really, in a way. Yeah. I have to say, it is Tim Shaw, who, from the first episode and from the Battle of Rancorius, but he's not really... I don't really like him in that episode. I think he's really, really good in The Woman Who Fell to Earth, really. Because I think he's a great way, because he comes in to try and win a game. He wants a trophy, which is this human. The Doctor crashes through the train, and you got this, like, squiggle creature. It's a really great way to introduce somebody new in the way. I absolutely do like Tim Shaw. He's a great villain. I like the way he's like... inside, all around his face, he's got human teeth he's took from other humans he's killed as, like, bits of trophy, as he said. I absolutely do like it. And the way the Doctor, like, sends him back to his own planet, and then he fails, and then they send him to this other planet, and then he's trying to come up with this new idea to make a weapon, and then he kidnaps people. The Doctor goes and answers the distress call. And plus, Ryan and Graham get their own back on him for killing Grace, because they trap him inside suspended animation. Yeah, that's mainly about it. I actually do enjoy Tim Shaw's performance, mainly in The Woman Who Fell to Earth. I really don't like him in the Battle of Rex or something like that. So this is my favourite villains from each of the Doctor's era, the one-time villains. Let me know in the comments, who is your favourite villain from One Time? Is it The Wire? Is it the Ood? No, so not really, not the Ood, sorry. Is it the Beast? Is there so many other ones? Let me know. Thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share, and join me tomorrow for another Doctor Who content video.